Good morning students, welcome back to English class. As you know, we are in the lesson number 5, The Ailing Planet, The Green Movement's Role by Nani Palkiwala. So, this lesson, The Ailing Planet, The Green Movement's Role by Nani Palkiwala brings to our kind notice the deteriorating condition of the planet Earth. It focuses on the number of problems faced by the Earth, reason for its deteriorating condition, and global view of the world about the planet. He considers human beings' lust to exploit its natural resources as one reason for its poor condition. The author begins by commenting on the attention which the Green Movement has received since its beginning 25 years ago. There has been an irrevocable shift from a mechanist view to a holistic and ecological view of the world. There is a growing worldwide consciousness and a revolutionary change has come in the perception of human beings. People's belief have shifted from the understanding developed by Copernicus that our earth is a living organism whose needs must be respected and preserved by us. But today it is vital signs reveal a patient is declining health. Thus, we must have to realize our ethical responsibility of guarding the planet. Till here we have seen in the previous videos. Let's start the paragraph number 11. The name of the heading has been given as Deteriorated Environment. So, 3-year study using satellite and aerial photography conducted by the United Nations and warns the environment has deteriorated so badly that it is critical in many of the 88 countries investigated. So, children, satellite means word meaning an electronic device that is sent into space. And deteriorated means what? Become worse. Deteriorated means what? Means become worse. Critical means serious or dangerous. Investigated means carefully examined. Distorting means changing shape. So, in this paragraph, it says that here, according to the author, the writer, here 30-year study conducted by the United Nations using satellite and aerial photography. Satellite, as I said, an electronic device that is sent into space. And according to the author, according to the writer, 3-year study conducted by the United Nations using satellite and aerial photographs our environment has got so bad that in 88 countries it has reached the critical stage. Critical stage means what? Very dangerous or serious stage. And that is the problem which is faced during these days. And let's move to the next paragraph. Let's take care our world. For paragraph number 12. And the heading has given name is Population Explosion. Population Explosion. So, here goes the paragraph. There can be no doubt that the growth of world population is one of the strongest factors distorting the future of human society. It took mankind more than a million years to reach the first billion. That was the world population around the year 1800. By the year 1900, a second billion was added, and the 20th century has added another 3.7 billion. The present world population is estimated at 5.7 billion, and every 4 days the world population increases by 1 million. So, distorting means here that deform or disfigure. Billion means billion means millions or million millions, okay. And fertility means what? The state of being fertile. So here in this paragraph it explains that the growth of world's population at such a fast rate is one of the strongest reasons behind the distortion. Distortion means what? Disfigure and this deform or disfigure, and it is the strongest reason behind the distortion of the future of the mankind. When it took more serious when it took more than a million years to reach the first billion. Billion means what? 100 crore. A billion, millions, okay. So billion means what? 100 crore. So here in next 100 years the population number increased by the next billion numbers. In the 20th century, the population reached 3.7 and the present number is 5.7 billion. Presently, the case of the population increasing by 1 million every 4 days. I repeat, the growth of, first is the meanings, word meaning. Let's go through the meanings of the 12th paragraph which is given here. Distorting means what? Destroying or deform or disfigure. Billion means what? 100 crore. And in this paragraph it says that the growth of world population at such a fast rate is one of the strongest reason behind the distortion means what? Destroying of the future of mankind. When it took more than a million years to reach the first billion population, 100 crore population, in the next 100 years the population number increased by the next billion numbers. In the 20th century the population reached 3.7 billion and the present number is 5.7 billion. You can imagine how it fastly it growing. Presently, the case of population increasing by 1 million every 4 days. So let's move to the 13th paragraph, and heading is development is the best contraceptive. So let's read the paragraph. Fertility falls as incomes rise, education and health improves. Thus, development is the best contraceptive, but development itself may not possible if the present increase in numbers continues. So, it's given that fertility means state of being fertile. And contraceptive means what? It is a drug or device or practice used to prevent pregnancy. Contraceptive means what? It is a drug or device or practice used to prevent pregnancy. Here in this paragraph it says that development is the best possible solution for overpopulation. You can see nowadays the development is the best possible solution for overpopulation. It can help in reduction in fertility. Fertility means the state of being fertile, and to spread and rise in income, to spread more education, and improvement in health. If the number of population will keep increasing, it may not help in attaining any kind of development. What the writer, but according to the situation of our India, the writer says, what is the best solution here? Development is the best possible solution for what? Overpopulation. And it can help in reduction in fertility and rise in income. So what you have to do, it can help what? In reduction in fertility and rise in income, to spread more education and improvement in health. But if the number of population will keep increasing, it may not help in attaining any kind of development. So we will see what it is given in the next paragraph and the 14th paragraph, and it is the heading given as controlling population. So here it says, the rich gets richer and poor beget children, which condemns them to remain poor. More children does not mean more workers, merely more people without work. It is not suggested that human beings be treated like cattle or compulsorily sterilized. But there is no alternative to voluntary family planning without introducing an element of coercion. The choice is really between control of population and perpetuation of poverty. So let's see the word meaning which is given in this paragraph, difficult word meaning. So here, condemns means what? Dooms or find guilty of something. Condemns means what? Find guilty of something. And sterilize means what? To make a person unable to have babies. Sterilize means what? To make a person unable to have babies. Coercion means what? Force. Coercion means what? Force. Perpetuation means what? Continuation for a long time. Perpetuation means what? Continuation for a long time. So, here in this paragraph, and one more word is there. Voluntary means what? Done or given of one's free will. Done or given of one's free will. So here I repeat the word meaning. And beget also is there. The beget means what? Give life to. Beget means what? Give life to. And condemns means what? Find guilty of something. Sterilize means to make a person unable to have babies. Coercion means what? Force. Perpetuation means continuation for a long time. Voluntary means what? Done or given of one's free will. So in this paragraph it says that as the rich get richer and the poor births children are born to remain poorer. More population will lead to more unemployment. Humans should not be treated like cattle who are sterilized by force. But to control population, some element of force has to be put on for family planning. Now, humans have to choose between population control and keeping up with poverty. So I repeat in this paragraph, it has given that as the rich get richer, the poor births children who are bound to remain poorer. More children will lead to more unemployment. Humans should not be treated like cattle who are sterilized by force. But to control population, some element of force has to be put on for family planning, and now humans have to choose between population control, and keeping up with poverty. So children, let's move to the paragraph 15, and heading is Indian population. Let's go through about the Indian population. The population of India is estimated to be 920 million today, more than entire population of Africa and South America put together. No one familiar with the condition in India would doubt that the hope of the people would die in their hungry hutments unless population control is given topmost priority. So, here it says that the word meaning priority means this is precedence, and hutments means what? Collection of huts. Transcending concern, a concern that existed for a long time, that has passed from one generation to another. Here priority means what? Something that you think is more important than other things and should be dealt with first. I repeat, priority. Precedence means what? In a simpler form, I will say, let me say the meaning. Something that you think is more important than other things and should be dealt with first. Transcending means what? Surpassing. Concern means what? Anxiety. So in this paragraph it says, it explains about the Indian population. The heading is given as what? Indian population. So it says that the population of India is 920 million, that is more than the population of Africa and South America together. So you can imagine that the population of India is how much? Is 920 million, that is more than the population of Africa and South America together. If the population is not controlled, most of the people would die in their hearts with just a hope. But with time, people are now concerned about the survival of the planet. So in this paragraph it says that this population of India is what? About is 920 million, that is more than the population of Africa and South America together. If the population is not controlled, most of the people would die in their hearts with just a hope. So we can imagine the overpopulation, which is a big issue in our India. So we have seen that the priority means what? Something that you think is more important than other things and should be dealt with first. Hutments means what? A collection of huts. So next, when the page, let's move to the 17th paragraph, and it is, the heading is given as transcending concern. So transcending concern, students, means it's a concern that is existed for a long time and has passed down from one generation to another. Let me repeat. Transcending concern means a concern that is existed for a long time and has passed down from one generation to another. So demise means what? Death. Ushered means what? Guide someone somewhere. So let's read the paragraph. For the first time in human history, we see a transcending concern, the survival not just of the people but of the planet. We have begun to take a holistic view of the very basis of our existence. The environmental problem does not necessarily signal our demise. It is our passport for the future. The emerging new world vision has ushered in the era of responsibility. It is a holistic view, and ecological view, seeing the world as an integrated whole rather than disassociated collection of parts. So, let's see the meaning here. Transcending concern, as I said, exceeding desire to protect. Demise means what? End or failure. Emerging means what? Becoming known or transpire. Ushered in means what? Began. Integrated means what? Integrated means what? Closely connected. Disassociated means not connected. So in this paragraph it says that the with the time people are now concerned about the survival of the planet. We now have started to see our existence with a comprehensive view. Comprehensive view means what? Understanding view. And the solving environmental problem are a passport to the future and should not be seen as a remark of our death. We should see the world as a whole and not as different parts. I repeat, in this paragraph it is given as that this is transcending means what? Surpassing, and holistic means what? Means considering a whole thing to have more than a collection of parts. So here in this paragraph it says that with time people are now concerned about the survival of the planet. We have now started to see our existence with a comprehensive view. Solving environmental problems are a path to the future and should not be seen as a remark of our death. We should see the world as a whole and not as different parts. So let's move to the next paragraph, paragraph 17, and the heading is given as Role of Industry. So let's read. Industry has a most crucial role to play in this new era of responsibility. What a transformation would be effected if more businessmen shared the view of the chairman of DuPont, Mr. Edgar S. Woodall, who 5 years ago declared himself to be the company's chief environmental officer. He said, "Our continued existence as a leading manufacturer requires that we excel in environmental performance." So, here Mr. Edgar S. Woolrad means what? He is a chief environment officer, and meaning decisively means what? Clear and definitive. So let's see the word meaning. Affected means made something happen. Affected means what? Made something happen. DuPont, who was DuPont, and he is and conglomerate company. DuPont is the world's 8th largest chemical producer. DuPont conglomerate company. DuPont is the world's 8th largest chemical producer. As I said, Edgar S. Woodall Jr., born in 1934 and is an American businessman. He was chairman and chief executive officer of DuPont from 1989 to 1995. So, in this paragraph, it explains that in the era of responsibility towards the environment, industry plays an important role. chairman of DuPont, Mr. Woolralt, declared himself as chief environmental officer, and such attitude in other businessmen can have a great effect on the transformation. Transformation means what? Changing or shifting. I repeat, in this paragraph it is said that when in the era of responsibility towards the environment, industry plays an important role. The chairman of DuPont, Mr. Woolralt, declared himself as chief environmental officer, and such attitude in other businessmen can have a great effect on the transformation. So let's see the other paragraph. That is page number last paragraph of this lesson. Borrowed planet. Heading is given as what? Borrowed planet. Of all the statement made by Margaret Thatcher during the years of her prime ministership, none has passed so decisively into the current coin of English usage as her felicitous words, "No generation has a freehold on this earth. All we have is a life tenancy with full repairing lease." In the words of Mr. Lester Brown, we have not inherited this earth from our forefathers, we have borrowed it from our children. Okay, so here the heading is what? Borrowed planet from children. So let's see the word meaning which is given in the in this paragraph. So here Margaret Thatcher means Margaret Hilda Thatcher. Baroness Thatcher was a British stateswoman who was Prime Minister of the United Kingdom from 1979 to 1990 and leader of the Conservative Party from 1975 to 1990. So decisively, the word meaning is in a manner that settles an issue convincingly or produces a definite result. Felicitous means what? Apt, proper. That is means what? Felicitous means what? Apt. Freehold means permanent and absolute tenure of land or property with freedom to dispose of it at will. So here freehold means what? Permanent and absolute tenure of land or property with freedom or to dispose of it at will. Tenancy means what? Possession of land or property as a tenant. Tenancy means what? Possession of land or property as a tenant. Inherited means received. Borrowed means to take or use something that belonged to somebody else and return it later. So here tenancy means what? Possession of land or property as a tenant. So here in this paragraph, the last paragraph, it explains, it says that when Margaret Thatcher was the Prime Minister, her one statement, which was so well chosen, she said that no human on this earth holds a permanent tenure. We all have a life, possession and a full repairing lease. According to Mr. Lester Brown, we have borrowed the earth from our children. So I repeat, when Margaret Thatcher was the Prime Minister, her one statement which was so well chosen, she said that no human being on this earth holds a permanent tenure. We all have a life, possession and full repairing lease. According to Mr. Lester Brown, we borrowed the earth from our children. So this was the lesson which is given in this. Name of the lesson is Ailing Planet, the Green Movement's Role, and we have seen that in this video that one of the reasons for the exploitation of the environment is the increasing population, and it is observed that about 1 million population is increasing in every 4 days. This is not a good sign. There is an urgent need to control overpopulation in the world. Development is the best contraceptive for this problem, as it will help in reduction in fertility, increase in education and income, and improvement in health. So we must see the world as a whole and not as disassociated parts. It is a holistic, as a whole, an ecological view. According to Lester Brown, we have not inherited the earth from our forefathers, but we have borrowed it from our future generation. So that's all for now in this video. Until the next video, keep watching, keep reading, and bye.